my answer.
Well, what would that answer be, sister?
Well, you don't want Max Holden School for Special Needs Children. I understand. I thank you for your time, and I know the children will be disappointed, but I'll just tell them that you really are a generous man deep down inside, but it just couldn't be helped this time because of human nature being what it is and all. Have a nice day.
Wait, Sister Maggie. Mr. Esther, may I have just a minute or two with the sister?
Oh, please. I'll peruse the mineral water samples in the lobby. Sister?
Mr. Hesse.
He's champing at the bit. He thinks the water's a miracle cure.
Yeah, not for long, though.
We're this close to nail him. How can you even think of telling the truth?
Andrew, you really ought to eat something. We're not going to get a meal on the plane.
I know, I can't. You know what it is? I'm excited. I'm just so excited. This is such an amazing opportunity going to Chicago.
If we take the job.
Well, if you decide to take the job, I mean, it has to be your decision as well as my decision.
I know, sweetheart. That's why I'm going out.
I know. And the fact that you're going out means the world to me. Just that you'd be willing to do that, really. And I think you're going to be dazzled by all the wonderful things they're doing at the parish.
Well, if this church is half as good as you say it is.
Not to mention the possibility of a byline on the Chicago Tribune.
Sweetheart, it is just an interview. Please, don't jinx anything.
How could I? I can't jinx it. They're going to love you. The job is yours, I guarantee.
Sweetie, I want you to remember that nothing's been settled yet, okay? I mean, it is a big step. And yes, I'll be leaving behind my job at the Sun, but we both will be leaving behind our families and our friends.
I know.
And Andrew doesn't care if he's tearing Cassie away from her family and her friends. No, he tries to pretend to be such a humble man. But you know what I think? I think the guy wants to be bishop of all of Chicago. Claire, you have a nanny. Why are you picking up after Star?
Mrs. Gigumani is sick today, and I'm going to stay here and do some work. Well, I'm trying to do some work while she's napping.
Well, I'm really sorry to be bothering you, but this happens to be a matter of life and death, okay? I need to ask a favor of you. Otherwise, I'm going to lose Cassie. Forever. Blair?
Todd? Todd? I brought you a little breakfast.
Maybe later, thanks.
So, did you sleep all right?
Not so great.
Well, I think this attic gets awfully hot in the summertime. I really think you'd be a lot better off in one of the guest rooms.
I told you, Vicki, I don't want to be here at all.
Really? Well, where would you rather be? Where I found you, wandering around in the cemetery? Look, you asked me not to tell anyone that you're alive. I'll keep my promise. I won't tell.
Oh, and bringing trays of food up here? That doesn't seem a little weird?
Well, I didn't exactly walk up the front stairs and announce it in a loud voice. No one saw me. Don't you have something a little more important to worry about? Like what you're going to do next?
No. When I was up last night, I pretty much figured that out.
And what did you decide?
No, I'm not the one who's telling the truth, Max. You are in this written statement where you admit that there's no truth to it, that Serenity Springs water is just water and there are no healing powers whatsoever.
Just keep it down. All right, fine. You want to blow the deal? You blow it. Just means you're not going to get the $10 million I was going to give you.
You were actually going to give us some of that money?
Some of them. How about 2/3 out of every dime that was going in my pocket?
Oh, wow.
Oh. What?
Oh.
What's going on here? Wait a minute, you were just bargaining just now. What? Oh, wait a minute. You thought I was going to put up. You thought I wouldn't fork over, so you'd be off the hook.
You got to admit, all I did was put a little pressure on you. You gave me $10 million.
Well, who would have thunk it? Greedy guy like I am, huh?
Something
like that.
Luana, you said it yourself, sister. At least I still got $5 million, but $10 million isn't enough for you, is it? Even a new school for your kids isn't enough for you to give up that, oh, no, I don't think we can do this reasoning. You and that conscience.
Hey, I don't get it. Can't I not have a problem with lying? With making sick people think that we can cure their illnesses when we can't? And helping you steal millions of dollars? Excuse me, but I thought that's what nuns did, have problems with things like that.
What about sticking it to Carlo Hesser? What about that, huh? Even after he said he was thinking about killing Asa just to make his summer a little more interesting? Maggie, we've talked about this before. You know, you decide to let me go ahead with my scam 1 minute, and then you fight like hell to find some way to change your mind.
Because I don't want to lie, cheat, and steal to get my kids a new school.
Is there any other way they're ever going to get it in your lifetime?
Carlo has done some awful things.
Now you're cooking.
And Patrick swears that he's the real Poseidon, that he almost blew up the Palace Hotel.
You just keep talking.
But to essentially steal, I mean, even from someone like that. If it's so right, why do I feel so queasy about it?
All right, fine. We'll make a little swap here. You decide not to squeal to the press about this whole scam. I won't give you the hush money. Make you feel better?
Let me see if I got this straight. I help you commit a sin, and you keep all the money.
No. Doesn't make me feel better.
What about kids? Your kids, new buildings, new books, special equipment?
No, Max.
Oh.
Fine, all right.
All right, what? What? All right, you've had enough out of me, or all right to let me go ahead with my scam?
God help me, but I'll help you. I just hope those kids never ask me how I got this school.
Yes, thank you so much. You will not regret this. But you know, it's unfortunate no one will ever see a dime of it.
What?
Well, unless you do one more thing for me.
Blair, have you heard a word I've said?
Yeah, you, said that Cassie and Andrew were taking a trip, right?
A trip? No! They are thinking about moving to Chicago.
What?
See, I knew that you weren't paying any attention. Yes, Andrew says that he wants to move to Chicago so he can have a larger, more diverse congregation. I think he just wants to have more people that he can condescend to. And keep Cassie so busy that she won't have any time to be anything except his dutiful little wife.
This is terrible. Well, I could lose my best reporter here. I mean, not that Cassie and I always see eye to eye, but that's why I like her around, you know? She keeps me on my toes. I mean, she is probably my only friend here in Lambview, and I would like her to be a part of my daughter's life. So, absolutely, we have got to figure out a way so that she does not move to Chicago.
Great. We both recognize there's a
Yes.
problem. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, how about this for a solution? Okay, come sit down. Now, you know all about this rivalry that's been going on between Cassie and Kevin Buchanan, right?
Well, I know that Kevin Buchanan plays dirty, if that's what you want to know,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, well, let's fight even dirtier. How's this for a 1-2 knockout punch? You offer Cassie an assignment. I mean, something like a really important investigative reporting piece, the kind of thing that could win her a Pulitzer.
Dorian, I'm a little wary of all of that. I mean, those investigative reporting things go on for months, years.
Right. And then Cassie would have to stay, right?
Hey, I might be able to green light a story like that.
Oh, honey, I knew that you would come to my rescue. Now, can I return the favor?
Look, I'm fine.
Bo, are things not going well between you and Patrick, or are they too blissful?
Actually, they're neither. They're just, nice.
Nice?
It's nice. We're just taking it one step at a time, one moment at a time, and I'm happy. And he's a wonderful man, okay? But last night I had a terrible dream about Todd.
You know, Todd, lying awake late at night when you're alone and tired and depressed is not exactly the right time to make a decision.
I didn't even tell you what I decided yet.
You're running away. You're going to leave town before anybody finds out that you're here.
Well, don't you think that would be better for everybody?
Better than what? Better than telling your wife that you're alive? Your wife who loves you?
If she loves me so much, how come I saw her last night getting it on with Patrick Thornhart?
Did you ask her?
Because I know what she's gonna say. It's because I was dead.
Yeah, we all thought you were dead.
Well, what did she do? Stick her head out the bedroom door and yell next?
Oh, you can be crude if you want to. But I will tell you for a fact that your wife, Blair, grieved for you terribly. That's why she went to Patrick in the first place, I'm sure. She was in a lot of pain for a long time, and she needs comfort. Can't you understand?
No, I can't understand that. Don't you get it? The only thing that kept me alive was knowing that I was going to get back to her, that we would be together somehow, someday. But did she wait for me? No. And why didn't she wait for me? Not because I was dead, but because everything that we had was all just a fantasy. It meant nothing, and when it was gone, it was gone. I thought we were in love. I thought we were going to get married and live happily ever after.
Well, you could, you know. You have a family, you have a wife, you have a daughter you've never even seen. How can you just walk away from Star?
Hey, my father walked away from me. Can't be that hard.
Our father was a monster.
Yeah, what about me, huh?
I'm a rapist. I killed a guy. I kidnapped Rebecca.
My daughter's better off not having a father like me. She's better off not knowing me at all.
Tell me something. Were you happy when you found out that you had been abandoned?
I have never been happy ever in my life.
Except for one time, when I first met Blair, because she made me forget for 1 minute that just like the rest of my family, I was doomed.
Oh, you are so wrong. And I'm going to prove it to you.
Honey, you think I got time to return a few phone calls before we leave for the airport?
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. You know, I'm just gonna do a little prep work for my interview at the Tribune and look over some story ideas I had that Blair never wanted to run with.
You know, she's going to be losing a great reporter. If you decide to go. I mean, Oltl, you're a great reporter, that's all. I'm going to make my calls.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Cassie, what are you doing here? I thought you were on your way to Chicago.
Yeah, we're just about to go to the airport just as soon as Andrew gets back.
Hey, working on a story?
I'm sorry, aren't you the competition?
No, I'm the guy who helped you rewrite your front page lead from beginning to end while your computer went on the fritz.
I did, thank you.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I wonder where Andrew is. I think we're gonna miss our flight.
So you guys gonna look for a place to live while you're out there?
Kevin, we're not moving. I mean, not yet. We're just going out to test the waters.
Well, if I were you, I would dive right in. Cassie, I'll miss you, but I really think that Chicago is the place for you to be right now.
All right, Carlo's on his way. You just come through for me like we talked about, and your kids got an $8 million shiny brand new... what was I thinking about? A shiny $10 million school for this.
Yeah, Max, can I get that in writing?
Look, I hear him. Places, please. Look, Maggie, I know you believe in miracles. You know, you have to. It's part of the job, but, you know, Serenity Springs water may have some healing powers. I mean, the research just jumps off the page at you like that, but, you know, I don't want to give people false hopes with, all I got is this.
Yeah, I don't think I would, Max. But you should really consider helping the people who are sick.
You mean like the ones with blood diseases that could be cured by the water?
Yeah, that's right, Max, if they can be cured. But, of course, you know, you can't keep something like this a secret.
Well, I won't. But I need something more solid than this before I go public. And until then, hey, I'm sorry. It's going to stay right here in the vault. Whoa, Carlo, hey. Oh, just in time. I was just showing Maggie her way out.
Thanks.
I'll wait for you here. Goodbye, Sister May.
Good night, Mr. Hesse.
Haven't you told me you always dream about Todd?
Yeah, when he died almost every night for months, and then finally they kind of slowed down. It was like he was fading away. But that's why I was so shocked last night, Dorian. It was like this dream was just so real.
Do you want to tell me about it?
I guess so. I was riding Araby in a dark woods. I was lost, and there were shadows moving around me, and I wanted to scream. And then suddenly this path I was on, it just took a turn, and I was out in a clearing, and the sun was shining down, and Todd was there, just standing there. The sunlight was shining down. I couldn't see his face. His back was to me, but I could feel his love, and it was just like this miracle. And I started to cry. And then he reached out with his hand to me, and I ran toward him, and he started backing up into the woods, and I thought, if I go back there, I'm never going to get out of the dark. So I stopped. I thought, well, if I go back, then I'm never going to be able to find my way home. And then he just, he disappeared into the shadows. And I felt at that point that I was the loneliest I had ever been in my entire life. And then I woke up.
And you don't know what that dream was about?
No.
Would you like me to tell you?
You tell me why you think that we are doomed. Because our father molested me and abandoned you. Well, I'm sorry. Those were his choices, not ours.
Yeah. He chose to rape you. I chose to rape Marty Saybrook. Like father, like son. And you, sis, I gotta tell you, you've done some ridiculous things in your day.
Do you remember the night before you and Blair were getting married? You came to me because you were frightened that you had somehow inherited all the evil that was in Victor Lord. Do you remember what I told you? I told you, Todd, that our father was a monster because he never regretted anything he ever did in his life. He had no guilt whatsoever. Well, you have guilt, don't you? And I have guilt, and it is a very hard thing to live with, isn't it? But we have managed to escape being doomed because we have been forgiven. I have children in a family who have told me they will love me forever, no matter what. And you have Blair, who told you the exact same thing.
Well, maybe she did love me. Once.
I lost out on a lot of years of bossing you around as your big sister, so I'm going to make up for that now. And I'm going to do it by not giving up on you and not allowing you to give up on yourself. You have a wife who forgave you and gave you a second chance. Don't you think that at the very least you owe her that?
I don't owe her anything, all right? Remember, I'm dead. I'm better off doing what I said before, just getting out of here before anybody can see me.
Including your daughter?
Especially my daughter. When it gets dark, I'm out of here.
You are making a very big mistake.
No, Vicky. The only mistake that I made was coming back from the dead.
You honestly think I should move to Chicago?
Absolutely.
Why? So you could get rid of the competition?
No. I mean, I'm gonna miss that a lot. But how can you turn down an offer to work at a paper like The Trib?
Kevin, it's not an offer yet. Andrew's just arranged for an interview, that's all.
Right. And what are they gonna do? Not hire you?
Please. I bet you they offer you a job right there on the spot. I mean, all right, it won't have as much responsibility as the one you have now at the Sun, but hey, you're young and talented. You'll work your way out of classifieds in no time. And, you know, with a little bit of luck, in about a decade or two, you'll probably have your own byline. In Chicago, Cassie, hog butcher to the world.
Kevin, there's something you should know about reverse psychology. It doesn't work if you see it coming.
Can't blame a guy for trying. You really are a wonderful writer. And it just galls me to think of you sitting behind a desk counting words for a used car ad. But if you think that Chicago is the place for you to be right now, then, hey, go for it.
Kevin?
Yeah.
I saw the show. I'm sorry your story fell apart on the cutting edge.
I was hoping nobody watched.
Oh, no, it was great. It was great. There were some really wonderful moments, like when Rachel blurted out that Nora had slept with RJ, and at the end, it was really moving.
Too bad there was no middle.
Oh, Kevin, that's not your fault. It was a great idea for a story.
Thank you. Thank you. At least the good news is Tad Martin wants me to come back. I have another idea, and I haven't pitched it yet, but, you know, it's actually a story that you would do quite well with.
Do I dare ask?
It's your idea.
I told you I forgot something. I would forget my head if it weren't screwed on. Listen, you'll have to excuse me. I've kept Mr. Hesser waiting long enough.
No, another minute won't hurt. I've got to make a phone call. Excuse me, please.
Hook, line, and sinker. We got him. With a very large thanks to you.
Oh, there were bugs crawling on me, Max. I hate lying.
Oh, very good at it. Too bad you're a nun. You could have been a nice con artist. What am I saying? You're an amazing con artist. You got $10 million out of me, didn't you?
No, not for me, for the school. And I'm grateful, I really am, but I have a bad feeling about this.
Well, Carlo has that way about him.
He's not just lost his way like a lot of people who do bad things, Max. He's really evil.
Hello, isn't that what I've been telling you?
Haven't I been telling you that that means that this isn't a game?
It never was.
If he finds out you're scamming him, he's not going to think twice about hurting you.
Maggie, there's no way he's ever going to find out we've been setting him up. So don't worry. Thanks again for all you've done.
Sister Maggie, I know you've been trying to leave, but may I speak with you for a moment?
So, do you want my interpretation of your dream or not? And what makes you
An expert on dreams.
Blair, a freshman psychology student could figure this one out.
Oh, it's that simple, is it?
Yes. Think about it. You met Todd during a very dark time in your life. And that's the space in your mind that he will always occupy. Right? So here you are. You're ready to move on with your life at long last. And Todd is calling you back into the woods, into the darkness, into the world of the dead, which he now inhabits. But you, don't you see? It's so beautiful. You ran away from that. You ran into the clearing, into the sunlight. You ran towards your home, towards your little girl, and towards this deepening friendship with Patrick.
Can you tell me why when I woke up I felt so lonely, huh? Tell me that.
It's an... Oh, for goodness sakes, I'll get it. Are you expecting someone?
Not that I know of.
I'll get rid of him. Well, Vicky.
Dorian, hello.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be nosy, but what on earth brings you here?
What do you mean it's my idea?
Remember that article I helped you rewrite? You know, the one about land and all the changes it's gone through for the last year and a half? Well, it suddenly occurred to me that would be a perfect segment for the cutting edge.
Well, what would be the angle? It's just a local story, isn't it?
Yes, but you use our little part of town, Angel Square, and you use it as a metaphor for what a lot of the country is going through right now.
Okay, you mean like biography of the neighborhood? Yes. The life and death of Angel Square, USA.
Bingo. I knew this was up your alley. That's a perfect title for this segment.
Okay, and we could probably find some old footage of the original Angel statue.
There just happens to be some, and we can keep using it to cut back to. It's a perfect visual. Gang violence escalates. People lose hope. The statue gets vandalized.
And the perfect ending is the neighborhood fighting back.
And then we climax with a picture of the new statue designed by Chris Vega.
Oh, God, a kid that grew up in the middle of violence and drugs, and yet he survived and was able to create this statue of beauty. And where did that beauty come from, and where did that hope come from? And maybe that's the way we peg the story. We make it kind of like a mystery.
Cass, the mystery here is why are we talking about this?
It's not going to happen, remember? You're going to Chicago. You won't be here.
So why did you bring it up? Just to see me chomping at the bit to do a wonderful story?
Pretty much. Really had you going, too. Hey, Chicago beckons.
Cass?
I really hope it works out well for you two.
Okay, I made all my calls. I checked on River, who's fast asleep like he misses us. You ready to take Chicago by storm, head out to the airport?
You want to talk to me?
About matters spiritual.
Well, you know, wouldn't you rather talk to a priest, someone with a little more experience? I haven't been a nun for very long.
But we had such an instant rapport the first time we met. Remember? You accosted me outside my hotel suite, and then I ended up donating to your school.
Yeah?
She does have a way about her.
Yes, she does. So I thought you would understand the problems I've been struggling with. Is there a problem?
Mr. Hesser, if you're troubled, I'd be happy to talk to you whenever you'd like.
Good. Could we do it now? And in private, if you don't mind.
No, not at all. I'll just go have myself a nice, healthy glass of water.
Vicky, my niece is very busy right now.
Well, perhaps she could tell me that herself.
Is that right, Dorian? Come in, Vicky.
Thank you. Thank you. I went to your office first, but they told me you were working at home today.
Oh, but that didn't keep you from coming right over here.
I'm going to be very brief, but I wonder if we might speak privately, please.
There's no need for that, Vicky. You see, in the Kramer family, we don't keep deep, dark secrets from each other, unlike the Buchanans.
Dorian, please. Let's not go there.
Okay. I will call you.
Okay. Don't trust her for a minute. I'll call you. Well, like Dorian said, I am busy. What can I do for you, Vicky?
Claire, this is a little difficult.
Then we have a deal?
Well, I'm still a little confused about why you chose me. I mean, I'm flattered, of course, but if I were in need of a spiritual advisor, I think I would be my last choice.
But there you have it. Your modesty is a very affecting quality. It makes me feel you wouldn't judge me no matter what I confess to you.
Well, you don't have that much to get off your conscience, do you, Mr. Hesse? We're talking a couple of counseling sessions, right?
No, sister. I'm afraid I'm going to need your help a lot more often than that. A problem?
No, I have an obligation to serve the community, and I'd be happy to help you if you need regular counseling.
Good. Then it's settled. And whatever we talk about will be strictly confidential.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm not interrupting, am I?
No. No, you're not. I have another appointment to get to, so I'm going to be going.
We'll be talking.
Yes. Yes, whenever. You just call me. Don't bother to move. I'll see myself out.
I'm sorry. It's the last thing for clear now.
Then I'll get right to the point. Max?
Carlo?
Please. I read the piece in the Sun about the healing properties of the water.
The article said there was nothing definite.
Yes, but if you read between the lines...
Well, I would really advise against that at this point. You see, right now they're just exploring possibilities. I mean, the researchers are very excited, but they're very cautious at this time, too. So anything we know at this point, it's just not for publication. I mean, I could let out a rumor or two. I could probably triple my business in this place, but that would not be ethical, I think. So let's just say that for the time being, the official word from Dorothy Springs is no comment.
I admire your restraint, Max. But if the claims were true about the water having these healing powers, it would be a tremendous gift to humanity, yes?
With a very expensive price tag, I might add. Boy, the kind of research we're talking about is very time-consuming, and even though the scientists are volunteering to work on the project just because they think it is so important, boy, I can't even afford half the lab equipment they're demanding.
I could. And I'd be honored if you'd allow me to finance your efforts.
Well, I'm sorry for hesitating here. I don't understand. I mean, as far as I know, you're a businessman at heart, and I really can't guarantee any return on your investment.
But finding a cure for some horrendous disease would be repayment enough.
Well, in that case, $1,000 would be a big help.
Why start small? Let's say $1 million to start with. And then we'll take it from there, Max.
Whoa! Oh, wow. Whew. Boy, you caught me off guard there with such a generous offer. You're going to have to forgive me, but you truly want nothing in return?
I'm a curious man, Max. I would like to read the research as it's produced.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Then we have an agreement.
But I'd like to jump on it right now on the spot. But, you know, I really have to take this to the scientists and run this by them. Because, I don't know, they're a little weird about this. They got some reservations about private funding and all that. They don't...
Do they think the government is going to give them a freer hand, Max? Oh, please. Now, I'd like to help you out, but I might lose my interest if you keep me waiting.
Look, I'm going to get back to you as soon as I can. I don't want to lose this. I really think that your help could be the difference between this dream staying a dream and it becoming a reality. Boy, you know, when you think about the thousands of lives this can save, if this water can do what we hope it can.
I'm counting on it, Max. Call me as soon as you have an answer.
I'm hoping it's going to be a thumbs up. Carlo, thanks again for the generous offer. You can come out now, Sister Maggie.
How'd you know I was there?
Look, I don't mean to be so mysterious.
Well, then
about
why
this.
did
I'm sorry.
Dorian have to leave?
Because I have a very simple request to make of you, and Dorian would not consider it a simple request. Dorian would be quite convinced that I had an ulterior motive, because she is determined to restart the feud between our families.
Vicky, please, you're confusing me. What exactly do you want from me?
This has to do with your daughter. Okay, your daughter, Star. Star is my niece. She is my brother Todd's daughter, too, which makes our families connected, doesn't it? And for her sake, I would like the feud to end permanently.
With Dorian fanning the flames. I do believe that's going to take a miracle.
Miracles happen.
Yeah, right. They happen all the time, you know. Used to believe that, but when Todd was shot, I thought, you know, maybe somehow he survived. Maybe any day he's going to walk right through those doors. But you know what? Here I am alone. Hey, no miracles.
Blair, Star is a miracle, isn't she? So premature when she was born, and yet she survived. She's tough.
She's a Kramer.
She's a lord, too. This is my request. I know that I have not spent a great deal of time with my niece, but I would like to rectify that, and I would like to start taking the time to be with her and to get to know her and make her part of my family, too. And so I was wondering if you would allow me to have her all to myself for a day.
I was not spying, all right?
All right. I'm leaving. And then you couldn't find the door?
Look, all right. I admit I was listening in, but I wasn't spying. I was protecting my investment. You owe me $10 million, Max. Of course, if Carlo kills me, you won't have to cough up a dime. Is that why you left me with that maniac?
Who wants to be a kinder, gentler maniac?
What are you talking about?
Was that what he was asking you? If you would be his personal guru?
Little Fred, you were spying on me while I was giving a spiritual consultation.
No, I wasn't. I was protecting my investment. Well, $5 million is left of it. Listen, I think it's a really good idea that you're Carlo's confessor.
Max, whatever he says to me,
It's between you and him and God. Yeah, I know. I got all that. But the more he trusts you, the more he's going to let his guard down. And then I can start reeling them in. What's with the look, Meg? Look, you can be honest with me if you think you're getting too involved.
Max, I've been way too involved in this from the beginning. It's my fault. Well, in for a penny, in for 10 million, I guess. I want that school for the kids. I say we go for it.
Yes, excuse me, is this the community center? Oh, didn't sound like it. Is Patrick Thornhart working there today? He's not. Home? Oh, no, please don't. Take a message. I'll just hunt him down at his place. Thanks. Bye.
Todd? Todd? I thought you might like to say hello to your daughter.